Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and this is a video getting back into it. Hell, Views of the Underworld, and this is a series on ancient Greece. And we're going to be looking at a bunch of different time periods, and what I wanted to do is start out with some of the earliest. Now, there's some controversy on who is earlier, either Hesiod or Homer, but don't worry, we're going to take the time and do it right, and it's not going to be talking about some commentary mumbo-jumbo. We're going to go right to the literature and see what it has to say about it. Then maybe we'll recommend some books on it and further reading. So I'm going to get right into it. Here we have Theogony by Hesiod. Hesiod was a shepherd, and if you read Works and Days, you realize he was into farming and pasturing. So this is pretty interesting because you're going to see a lot of similarities to Christian ideas coming out of this. We're going to hear about things being bound up, things being loosed, things being cast down. There's wars between the gods, the wars in heaven, and giants and monsters and serpents. So we'll get into that. And there's different sections. Erebus, what is that? Tartarus and Hades with the pitless, hardened deity Hades, and the terrible Persephone, who was captured by Hades and taken to the underworld to be the queen. So we'll get into some of that once we get into other pieces of literature and the Homeric hymns. So the hymn to Demeter. So what's interesting is in the works of Hesiod, Theogony, we have some kind of indication of how the underworld was formed in relation to Tartarus, and also how large and how wide it is. And also we get the 5 rivers in the underworld and the importance of the river Styx. What is that? Because the deities and men swore on the river Styx. We'll see some of that because there's some ideas of how long a person, if they go back on their oath, is bound in the underworld in an unconscious state. We'll also see monsters released to come up to help the thundering Zeus overtake the Titans and cast them into Tartarus. And it's interesting. So what we're going to do to get into the introduction of it and not take up too much time is we're going to read the calling of Hesiod. And in Hesiod's Theogony, right around line 23, this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite parts as far as introductions. And a lot of epics, Greek epics, start out like this, talking about the muse and singing. I know that the Iliad starts out like that, and also the Aeneid, if you read that. So here it is, the calling, and this is just beautiful language. I wish I knew Greek to read it to you, but I don't. So we got Evelyn White's translation, and I'll post a link in the description. And if you want to see some of this stuff and read ahead yourself, go ahead and do that. So we have the calling of Hesiod. And one day they taught Hesiod glorious song while he was shepherding his lambs under holy Helicon. And this word first the goddess said to me, the muses of Olympus, daughters of Zeus, who holds the aegis. Shepherds of the wilderness, wretched things of shame, mere bellies, we know how to speak many false things as though they were true, but we know when we will to utter true things. And so said the ready-voiced daughters of great Zeus. And they plucked and gave me a rod, a shoot of sturdy laurel, a marvelous thing, and breathed into me a divine voice to celebrate things that shall be, and things there were aforetime. And they bade me sing of the race of the blessed gods that are eternally, but ever to sing of themselves, both first and last. But why all this about oak or stone? Come thou, let us begin with the Muses, who gladden the great spirit of their father Zeus and Olympus with their songs, telling things that are, and that shall be, and that were aforetime, with consenting voice. Beautiful. So with that, Hesiod gets into the creation and things transpiring out of chaos. And when you read Hesiod, there's a lot of battles going on, cultural battles, and battles with matriarchal against patriarchal. The matriarchal scheming to emasculate the patriarchal, deities being overthrown, the matriarchal being suppressed, and a whole wide range of exciting things. So, moving on, I just wanted to read a section of it, because we got a little bit of time. We can get into this, of the how large hell is. So, if I can find this bookmark here. So here it is, the three giants that were brought up to help Zeus, that were suppressed by Cronus in the underworld. Zeus brings them up, feeds them ambrosia to revive them, and they come up and they help Zeus win the war against the Titans. So here they are, battling it out, and then we get the description of how big Tartarus is. Amongst the foremost, Cottus and Obriareus and Gyes, insatiate for war, raised the fierce fighting. 300 rocks, one upon another, they launched from their strong hands, and overshadowed the Titans with their missiles, and buried them beneath the wide-pathed earth, and bound them in bitter chains, when they had conquered them by their strength for all their great spirit, as far beneath the earth to Tartarus. For a brazen anvil falling down from heaven 9 days and nights would reach the earth upon the 10th, and again a brazen anvil falling from earth 9 days, and the days would reach Tartarus upon the 10th. Round it runs a fence of bronze, and night spreads in a terrible line all about it like a neck circlet, while above grow the roots of the earth and unfruitful sea. And there, by the counsel of Zeus, who drives the clouds, the Titan gods are hidden under a misty gloom in a dank place where are the ends of the huge earth. And they may not go out, for Poseidon fixed gates of bronze upon it, and a wall runs around it on every side. And Gyes, Cottus, and the great-souled Obriareus live trusty wardens of Zeus, who holds the aegis. And there, all in their order, are the sources and the ends of the gloomy earth and misty Tartarus, and the unfaithful sea and starry heaven, loathsome and dank, even which the gods abhor. And it is great gulf, and if once a man were within the gates, he would not reach the floor until a whole year had reached its end, but a cruel blast upon blast would carry him this way and that. And this marvel is awful, even to the deathless gods. Beautiful. So that was right around line 736 to 744, and following in Hesiod's Theogony. Excellent. So in the next video, we'll get into some more about this. What are the 5 rivers? We'll talk some more about that, and we'll get into some other sections of it. Erebus, what was that? That's different from Tartarus, and we'll probably have time to discuss Hades. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Be well, and remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking